Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sunday, November 24th. I just got back from Australia. Let me make sure I got this all right and everything. Can everybody see and hear me okay? What's up, Jesus Samora? What's up, Alien FX? Sorry I'm late, having some tech issues. Good, Chara. You can look, see, and hear me. Everything's good. Yep. Neartan is hiding replies today. Good to see everybody. Yeah, man. Hello, Tetris Fume. Tertius. What's up, Chicken Butt? Hello, Susan. Hello, George Allen. Hello, A. Mares. What's up? You can't hear me? You can't hear me. Really? Is anyone else not being able to hear me? You're at the Tool concert. Everyone else, can you hear me? See and hear me? Let me know. You can hear me. Karen M can hear me. Everybody can hear me. All right, so you can't hear me. You hear me. Shave your nostrils for justice. Still hearing you. Yes, I hear you. Everybody says it's if everyone's saying, okay, all right, you fixed it. All right. That's pretty standard thing. If everyone can see and hear me and one person can't, it's on your end. I don't know. Hey, great souls. Here, Gabrielle Illustrator from, I don't know. Hello, Johnny, Andrew. I am back in the United States after we literally got in this morning. And I'm a little, I don't know if this was the best idea. I'm a little jet lagged, so I'll maybe get to an hour. I got home at like 6 or 7 in the morning. And then I took like a 3-hour nap, and then so 56 watching, 14 likes. Yeah, I'm glad get good internet. Hello, Cannon Fodder. I haven't heard that name in a while. Near one after Crystal Ball and Aaron Mate. Oh, ha ha. So funny. Somebody was asking what I thought of the new Tesla pickup. I just saw it this morning. It looks interesting. You know, it can stand a bullet, I guess. And then they're like, the windows are indestructible. And then they threw a blitz smash twice. It looks interesting. I'm all for, you know, any kind of alternative fuel energy vehicles, you know, and mass producing them and getting us off of oil. Whatever does that, I'm all for. Side note, this is a smoothie that is made of organic unsweetened almond milk, a frozen half of an organic banana, frozen organic blueberries, frozen organic strawberries, organic power greens, frozen, unsweetened organic peanut butter, and vegan protein powder. Hello. So yeah. What's up? Aloha. Victory Gin. Made by Big Vegan. Yes, Austin. This smoothie is made by I'm a puppet for Big Vegan. Big Vegan owns me, man. So I got to do these promos for him. So I'll never call out the plant-based life because I'm bought and paid for by Big Vegan. But Greta, my grandmother used to have smoothies made from oil and coal, Greta. Don't let Big Vegan steer you down the wrong road, Greta. That's why I'm in front of a fake fireplace, Greta. Big Egan sends his regards. So the new Tesla looks cool. Graham, did you hear about Mayor Pete's endorsement fraud scandal? Corporate media is hell-bent on downplaying, suppressing it. Oh, man, we were so Um, 84 people watching, 43 likes. Share this on your social media. Man, they are kissing and coddling and lifting up Mayor Pete so much. It's unbelievable. Like, are you kidding me, man? First of all that stuff that came out the week or two prior to the debates about his fake black followers, they photoshopped Mayor Pete with a bunch of black people who had were protesting for something else. I forget what it was. And his campaign photoshopped. Like, it's unbelievable. Nobody brought that up at the debates. Not even Tulsi. Tulsi went after him, which is good, but bring that up. Oh, he's so crooked, man. He's an ex-Navy intelligence officer. He speaks 5 languages. He's an intelligence operative. You don't work for the Navy intelligence and speak 5 languages and then just you're done. And now you're the mayor of South Bend. Give me a break. Worked for a hedge fund. God, they want him so badly. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, he's awful. Graham said all rich people should go to Gitmo. Really, dude? I said the ruling class. The pedophile sex traffickers, yeah, they should go. That's a good thing to get mad at. Oh, is there an idiot troll alert? Thanks, Pat. Yeah, even the whites he listed as supporters never heard of Petey. Andrew Dwyer, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Great way to support the show is just hit the super chat, the dollar icon there. I get 100% to the transactional revenue. It's a great way to support the show. And you can ask questions like this. Love rising, but how is the Hill allowing this man, Andrew? Jimmy asked this question. We've all been like, how are they letting Crystal Ball get away with this? I mean, even her co-host, which he's a right-wing dude, but he asks some pretty solid questions, and he's not like a Fox right-wing conservative. He's actually like what a conservative sort of used to be. And what she's doing, it's amazing. And we just keep going, when is the Hill going to catch on? Like, something's going to, I mean, obviously, I bet you that show is doing better than any of their other online programs or whatever. But then, yeah, at some point they're going to go, wait a minute, like somebody, the Clintons are going to shut it down, or their CEO is someone's going to tap them on the shoulder and go, yeah, you remember we gave you all that money and sorry. And that show's going to get canceled, or, it's going to start having some buffering issues or something. I love it. I love what they're doing. I absolutely love it. Because the good thing, what that show is doing is they're bringing corporate Democrats on who think it's they think they're coming on CNN or MSNBC where they're not going to get asked any tough questions. They think it's just going to be softballs and, this is manufacturing consent. So this is what Chomsky talks about. They define the parameters. So it's bold, so those loaded questions like, well, how long do you think Tulsi Gabbard's been an Assad apologist? So we're not even questioning whether or not she's an Assad apologist. We're just asking one of those questions. So we're just putting the parameters here. Do you understand like that? And that's what they do on the corporate media. We know this. That's why you guys watch me. So they come on and the Hill looks all glitzy and glamorous. It doesn't look like some jackass in his apartment like me who just got done go to the beach or whatever. That looks like a slick corporate media show that has Raytheon and, Shell Oil as a sponsor and then they just started hammering them. I absolutely love what they're doing. And you're right. I hope it keeps going because I love what Crystal Ball's doing. I just love it. Talking about how Pete Buttigieg is a strong 4th place. That poll said he was in a strong 4th place. Oh, yeah. 4th place is so coveted. That's why the Olympics don't even have a medal for it. It's so important, Anyone can get a gold or a silver, but a fourth place, a no medal placing, that's impressive. I actually reached out to Crystal. I had an interview all set up with her before I went to Australia, but then she like came down with a cold, and so we had to push it back because I was on tour. But believe me, I'm gonna have a Skype interview with her because she's hilarious. She's fantastic. I love what she's doing. So I will have her on the show. Like it's just a scheduling thing, but I'm home for a month now. So we'll get that squared away. George Allen, what's up? Shave the knuckles for justice. Pete's problems with the South Bend community go unaddressed too. Oh, absolutely, George. That's such a great point. I did a video about this probably 4 months ago, 5 months ago, how, they say, oh, he saved downtown. And okay, he did that thing that we see in a lot of cities. He comes in and develops and gentrifies the downtown area and lets developers do what they want. And sure, it makes it nice and there's outdoor shops and restaurants. But the black neighborhood, the working class neighborhood, the lower income neighborhood, literally the dude they interviewed said, we've never seen the dude. He's been the mayor for how long? 6, 7 years or whatever? And nothing's changed in his neighborhood. And that's why he has to go out and get fake and lie that he's got a bunch of black supporters. He does it. It's amazing watching the 2016 identity politic, corrupt neoliberal playbook being played again, but this time just collapsing. Nina Turner is getting louder in her support for Bernie. And we're seeing Ariana Grande. We're seeing, like Cardi B, like Killer Mike, AOC, Omar, all of them, all of these people of color backing Bernie because his policies are the best. And he is an actual outsider. Donald Trump was a fake outsider, right? He's just a billionaire. His daddy gave him $1 million. He's hung out with Epstein and the Clintons and the Bush. Like that's who Donald Trump is so a part of the ruling class. It's not even funny. He tricked people into thinking he wasn't. And some of his supporters still think, oh, he's one of us. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. And Bernie is actually an outsider. He's been the only time he's been a Democrat is the 2 times he's run for president. Other than that, he's been an independent senator from Vermont. And he registered as a Democrat because he couldn't get any traction elsewhere, which I understand. I wish he would run as an independent and just win, but maybe that's me being, wanting a third party to really come in. But anyway, all right, let's see where we're at. Oh, folks, 179 people watching, 85 likes. Please hit the like button. Great ways to support the show. Hit the like button right now. Make sure you're subscribed, even if you've done it in the past, because YouTube unsubscribes people. And then share this on your social media. Share all my videos on your social media. That is the best free way. The more people we get to watch the show, the better. We're at 56,000, over 56,700 subscribers, which is great. And that's with them unsubscribing me, in real time. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell notification button for these live streams. I go live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And then I'm going to be trying to do at least one midweek live stream at that cool studio I get access to. So I will do it this Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern with Ron Placone. We will be going live. But another great way, because people go, Graham, I didn't get the notification. I'm sure there's people saying that right now. And yes, hit the bell note, but sometimes they notify you, sometimes they don't. I have no control over that, obviously, which is a little frustrating. But if you subscribe to me on Twitter at Graham Elwood, I always announce when I'm going to go live. Always. Always, always, always. All right. Oh, why is this being stupid? Denise Gazzardo, what's up, Denise? Shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again, Denise. Mayor Pete is an AI cooked up in a military test kitchen in an undisclosed location, probably Area 51. Yeah, and he's the most boring, uninspirational person. His policies, I mean, he's just like, oh. It's funny. At the debate, he said that thing of, I now live in a country, I didn't used to be able to get married, and now I can sit here with a wedding ring and my husband. And, that was a nice sentiment. But he's still just a corporate Democrat. And when I said that when Ron and I were live in Australia, thanks, by the way, for, all the people that came out to the shows, by the way, all of you in Australia that came out to the shows, it was so cool. We have fans, obviously not that great. And, we had a lot of streaming problems and stuff like that. But so thank you for sticking with me. I'm home now for a month. I'm going to be live streaming. I'll be dropping way more videos. So we'll be back to business. It was hard to upload even like 4-minute videos I would do like after the show, where I hold my phone out and just interview people. Those were taking an hour to upload. I mean, it was just impossible. There was so much content I couldn't even get up. Oh, it was brutal. But yeah, but anyway, going back, when I said that after the debates, when Ron and I went live in Australia after the debates, and I said, well, it was at least good Mayor Pete said that. And, many of those Democrats can make good points on that stage, even if there's so much we don't like about them. They'll make a decent point. But I got this email on Instagram from a fan of this show who's like, Graham, I'm an LGBTQ, and he does not speak for me at all. Like, he doesn't speak for this community. I don't like this guy. And it was like, it was really, it's amazing to see like fans, when people go, what's the demographic of your show? What are the progressives like? I go, it's anyone. It's teenagers on up to people in their 80s. It's everybody. It's every sexual orientation. It's every ethnicity. It's people all around the planet who are just we're all woken up. Like, this is bullshit what's happening. It's amazing. It's like, I've met every, like, a working class guy in his 50s to like a transgender dancer to like a scientist in her 40s to like anything, everything you can imagine. A band, a hair metal band in LA just loves, like, it's so awesome to watch. So Denise Gazzardo again, Mayor Pete's an AI cooked up in a military test kitchen in an undisclosed location, probably Area 51. Yep. Balthazar 228. It's sad how Bernie, in arguing that supporting both Israel and Palestine is the furthest left, anyone to the right is unacceptable on that issue. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm glad Bernie's just saying things that need to be said. It's like, yeah, I'm pro-Israel, but we can't let this happen. This isn't right. It's not right. Unarmed Palestinians getting shot is not right. Unarmed anyone of any ethnicity in this country getting shot is not right. It's an inordinate amount of unarmed black men getting shot. That's not right. It's not right. It's an abuse of power. It's not right. We gotta just, it ain't right. And I'm glad you brought that up, and it's good that Bernie is making these points. It's good to hear. Plantastic Life, Dominic, what's up? Promoting Medicare for all is no longer enough. We have to specify Bernie's Medicare for all. Warren is, shit compared to this. Yeah. We need to make this like pure Medicare for all. No crack for the private insurance companies to screw it over. Like, nowhere. Yeah, we need to really, us as progressives on social media, I'll do it on this show, but you guys got to do it, have to really calmly, succinctly, and stick to the facts, point out the huge differences between Warren and Bernie, because the corporate media is trying to make them the same. You notice how they're doing this, right? They're trying to make Warren and Bernie the same. So they're like, hey, progressives, you'll be okay with just Warren, right? because she's just like Bernie, which we know is not the case. It's not the case. So we need to just, I never yell and scream all caps and none of that stuff. Just stick to the facts. Here's how she gave $80 billion to Trump war campaign in October of 2017. Her daughter gets money from the private insurance, and then her daughter donated $45,000 to the working families. That's why they endorsed her. You know, she stood and clapped during the State of the Union in February, where Trump said this will never be a socialist country. This will always be a capitalist country. She stood and clapped, point those things out and say, Bernie is more for the people. That's why he was endorsed by AOC. When anyone tries to play the identity politics, especially like if you're a white guy like me, oh, you just like Bernie because he's a white guy, go, no, I like his policies. AOC likes his policies. Do you not, if you don't agree with her, does that mean you hate Latinas? Ted Lands, Ted, thanks for supporting the show. Hey Graham, sorry I missed your show here in Sydney. Hope you come back. Oh man, yeah, we had a great show. The shows were fantastic. The Sydney show was actually a matinee, and Ron and I had never done one before. It was the only sort of availability with this theater we used, and it was really cool. And Ron and I were like, man, we could do more of these. You know, like especially if there's a city we really want to do. And let's say there's a comedy club. Well, comedy clubs are probably not going to give Ron and I a Saturday night. But they would give us a matinee. They would absolutely give us a matinee. So 246 watching, 138 likes. Hit the like button. That's a good smoothie. Oh, now I got to drink iced tea because I need some caffeine. What I do with the jet lag, I could have slept all day today, but then that would screw me up and I'd be up at 2 in the morning or whatever. So I just took a little bit of a nap this morning, and then I just try to power through the day. This is a little travel tip with international jet lag. And then the first night, I try to go to bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock, try to stay up till 9 or 10 o'clock, and then get a regular 8-hour block of sleep. And then it sort of helps me reset my clock. That's my little travel tip to you. Let's see here. I was shocked SNL actually made fun of liberals. Yeah, me too. Hit the like button. They called out the crappy debates. It's starting to sneak through. Here's what I'm noticing different from 2016. There's just more people going, this is bullshit. There's just more people because the Democrats are doing the same playbook. It's like when Hillary called Tulsi a Russian asset and people on CNN went, wait a minute. Like corporate media, millionaire mouthpieces for the ruling class were like, whoa, Hillary overstepped her bounds. When SNL is like, come on, these debates are like when you just, and part of it is, this is not a small thing that all of us, like this show, and then all of you, we got to just keep hammering the message. They have a powerful propaganda machine to get out the corporate message, to smear Bernie, to say, oh, Mayor Pete's in a strong 4th place. It's like, no, they always bury the lead. Bernie's in 1st place in this poll and that poll in Iowa and New Hampshire and Texas and all this stuff. So it is up to all of us. You are all political vigilantes. I cannot stress this enough. This next year is so critical. All of you have just been drafted into this. So it is up to you on your social media. Do not yell, do not be insulting, do not all cap, do not get emotional. Stick to the facts. And when somebody prominent says some bullshit, go, nope, here are the stats, here are the statistics. When I'm critical of Obama, I say he took us from 2 wars to 7. He let 5.2 million foreclosures happen. He dropped more bombs than Bush. Those are stats. That's not my emotion in those. I have an emotional opinion about those statistics, but those are facts. When people argue, stick to the facts and don't just keep sticking to the facts. And you will slowly start turning people over in your little circle of social media. That's what we need. You know how effective they were? I remember driving around and I had a family member go, yeah, but single payer healthcare is pie in the sky. A family member said that to me, and I was like, wow, this is how effective their I wasn't mad at him. I saw how effective the propaganda was. He just repeated a talking point that was concocted by the healthcare lobby that fed it to all of their Democratic operatives and the Clinton people and CNN. That's how they did it. It's like another friend of mine, when Trump bombed Syria the first time in April of 2017, he'd been in office, 4 months? And a friend of mine who loathes Trump, hates him, goes, well, he had to. You saw those videos of Assad gassing those kids. And I was like, I thought the same thing. Like, look how effective it is. I was a little disappointed my friend didn't question it. Wait a minute, is that video real? Why are we doing this? I don't want more war. But so you have to see how effective their tool is. So we have to be this effective. When you're in chat rooms, when you're on social media, stick to the facts and show them this is why Bernie's plan is different. This is why he is different than Warren. This is why he's endorsed by all of these significant people of color, these organizations, these unions. Point out the stats. Oh, this poll, when they say, oh, Biden's in lead in this poll, Bernie he just crossed 4 million donations. He didn't do that last time. He's already outraised. He broke his record from last time. He's outraised, and he's all individual donors. I had this conversation with a friend of mine in Australia who was, he's an Australian, but he's following American politics quite well. And he's just like, we're sitting at dinner. I don't think Bernie can win. And saying all those things. And I didn't get mad. I didn't insult him. He's a really good friend of mine. And I just told him, this is this, and this is this. And look at, he can win in Texas. If he wins Texas, it's lights out. He's like, really? I go, the DSA has opened more chapters in Texas than any other state. I go, West Virginia would vote for him. I go, and he's like, really? I go, he's out. And I said the donation thing. He's gotten millions of unique donors, not big corporate money. That shows you he has the numbers. And by the end of the dinner, he goes, wow, all right. This is food for thought. He goes, do you work for Bernie's campaign? I go, no. I say what I say on my channel. So it's all of us have been recruited into this. We all have to talk about this. Thanks, Salty Plebe. I saw Bill Hicks live at the Funny Firm in Chicago. This is an important part. While we're all high on Hoppy and watching the impeachment hearings, those sneaky bastards are trying to extend the Patriot Act, attaching it to the budget patch bill. Yep. William, thank you for bringing that up. I already have some information that I've been given by some of you, but I'm going to do a video on this week to show why the impeachment hearings, exactly why they're trying to distract us. Australia was so awesome, and it fired me up even more seeing fans all over we're on stage, a comedy club full of Australians that know as much about American politics, more than some of my American friends. It was like inspirational, man. And then I'm surfing, and it's just awesome. So I'm going to double down on the videos. That's my goal. I'm going to take a month or two off from martial art classes at night, and I'm just going to get up, yoga, surf in the morning. I'm just going to bang out videos all day, all night, because this is the year. This is the year. This is it. this is it. So I'm going to show all this shit wherever I can. Yeah, Patriot Act went through again. Yeah, Australians have American politics on lockdown because, as the old saying goes, when America coughs, the whole world gets a cold. Tulsi is the only choice other than Trump. You know, there's a lot about Tulsi I like, but then I'm a little critical of stuff. You know, her Silver Payer Plus, and you know, you can like more than one candidate and have a list of things about each candidate you like and you don't like. Here's the thing. I've said this before and I will say this again. I firmly believe Tulsi and Bernie hatched a plan in January of this year, before they announced. Most of America didn't know who Tulsi was. So it was like, Tulsi, you get your name out there. You go hard on these things that Bernie doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk about being cheated in 2016. He doesn't want to, you know, because he'll look like the old man who's just belly aching that he lost, sour grapes, whatever. So Tulsi, you go after these people. I'll just keep Bernie. If you know, Bernie just says the same message. He just keeps hammering his message, hammering his message, hammering his message. Tulsi's going out after the other corporate Democrats. And now she's the most Google search name out there. So now America knows who Tulsi Gabbard is. So when Bernie picks her as his VP, everyone will go, okay. I'm telling you, I could be wrong, but that's thing. Yeah, Trump is in thanks to the Democrats. 287 viewing, 172 likes. Get the like button up. Everybody hit the like button. Got to get the likes up. Like it, like it, like it. He won't pick AOC because she's not 30. She's got to be 37 or whatever. Because VP, you have to be the same, you know, it's 35 or 36, whatever it is to be president. AOC is 28 or 29. He can't pick her. Love you, Graham. I really do. Please read Dr. Paul Craig Roberts and watch True News. All right. I don't know who those folks are, but I will try. Nina Turner. Yeah, whatever. It could be Nina Turner for VP and Tulsi for Secretary of State, which she'd be a great Secretary of State. Her foreign policy is better than Bernie. Bernie's domestic policy is fantastic. His foreign policy is not that great. I like Tulsi's foreign policy better than I like Bernie's. You know what I mean? In the California primary, I will be voting for Bernie because he needs to win California. Let's go back to some super chatters. Steve Jacob. Shave your knuckles for justice, Steve. Anna TYT is still attacking Tulsi for Breitbart. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, but I did that video showing that Anna and they have the same agent as like Stephen Colbert and Anderson Cooper. And I don't know what happened over there, man. Because here's the thing. All the Any Blue Will Do crowd, right? If it's Bernie, Tulsi, they need to shut up and back them, right? Because that's what they said. You Bernie supporters better back it if it's Warren or Kamala. They told all of us that, right? Well, they better fucking do it, right? Are they going to say no to Bernie and Tulsi? They're not paying attention. Neoliberals don't pay attention to the whole scope. They just think all Trump people are dumb hillbillies in the red states, and they don't understand how Trump won. They think, oh, it was Russia, and, you know, he cheated. Did the Republicans cheat? Yes, but they didn't analyze the Republicans cheated, the Democrats cheated. They didn't. Neoliberals have no clue about the like white working class voter. They have no clue.
They have no clue about the extent of the corruption of their own Democratic Party that they think is so much better than the Republicans. They have no clue. They don't understand that they just think everyone on Fox is dumb and all the red staters are dumb. That's not how you're going to win an election. You have to unify the country. You're president of 50 states, not just the blue ones. And the Bernie Tulsi ticket, Tulsi picks up all of these libertarians, all of these center-right people, all the vets. When Hillary slammed her and she said, "You're a warmonger," I know a dozen veterans that were like, "Okay, I'm with Tulsi now." Many of them conservative. So neoliberals, they watch CNN and Rachel Maddow and they think they know what they're talking about, and they're just as manipulated and lied to and in the dark and in denial as a Fox viewer. They think they're so much better, and they're not even close. A. Mares, thank you, A. Tell us about Australia, spare no details. Yeah, it was Australia was so fun. We had so much fun. Like, we got to, and Ron, I'm doing, so this Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, I'm gonna type this in there. I will do a live stream from that studio, and Ron will be with me. Live stream Tuesday, 11/26 at 4 p.m. Pacific with Ron Placone. And we'll go into it more on that show. But yeah, it was awesome. The Melbourne show was great. It was packed, and we hung out with Caitlin Johnstone, which was so cool, and her husband, which was so great. I got to meet Sam Dean and Annabelle, who I've met once before, and a couple other folks who watch the show all the time. Then we went to Adelaide, which was just amazing, and met Stephen Hale, and he brought these MMT people, and the Julian Assange people came to Adelaide. And then we did Sydney, and more MMT people showed up that were friends with Stephen Hale. And then the people for Assange, they came to the show, and I interviewed them. That video was up from Sydney. And then we went to Perth. Western Australia is so beautiful. It was just, the beaches are beautiful. We surfed. We had great food the whole time. It was awesome. I mean, meeting all of the Australian audience was it was like the tour of a lifetime, And Ron and I, yesterday morning or whatever the hell, now my time's all messed up. We were in the airport in Sydney hanging out before our flight, and we just, we had a little something to eat, and, because I fly a lot, I get access to the lounges, and so we're in the lounge, and there's free cocktails. So I get Ron a champagne, and I got myself a ginger ale, and I was like, dude, we just toasted. Like, this tour, we've been doing this now for 1.5 years, Progressive Comedy Tour. We just did our first international one, and it was a success. It was great. We just tested it. Like, I don't know, let's see. Can we sell tickets in Australia? I don't know. We did. It was awesome. We'll be back. It was so cool, man. It was so cool. Speaking of Annabelle Corley, shave your knuckles for justice, Annabelle. Great to see you in Melbourne. Welcome home, Graham. Toaster update. Oh, yes. There's a big toaster controversy. The couple in Adelaide Airbnb are telling their next guests about Toastergate. These 2 American comics. Instructions have been updated. You are hashtag making toasters great again. So, yeah. Ron set a toaster on fire. We're going to do a hard-hitting interview when we go live Tuesday. I'm not going to pull any punches. We're going to get to the bottom of Toastergate. But I will say this. I leave the Airbnb just for a 1-hour yoga class. I can't be gone for an hour before Ron almost sets it on fire. And then the other Airbnb we were staying at in Perth, he couldn't figure it. I was like, Ron, is this like this couple, I posted a video on it when it happened. Ron explained the story. The piece of toast got caught? Ron, they didn't really get caught. Ron. Let's be honest. So we're going to start the Toastergate investigation. This is not going away, and we're going to try to impeach Ron. That's happening. I'm going to push forward with toaster impeachment proceedings beginning Tuesday. Yeah. Somebody buy Ron a toaster oven. It's a little, just a door and you slide it, and there's not that gets a little complicated for Ron. If it's not a vinyl record thing, he can't figure it out. Make toasters great again. Oh, shit. Yeah. I come back from yoga, I'm all zen out, like, oh yeah, man, this trip's awesome. I did yoga in Adelaide, it was so cool. And then all the doors and windows are open, and this very nice older Australian man's like, hey Graham, we had a little problem with the toaster. Your mate had a little toaster, but it's okay. I was like, what? Ron, what have you done? What have you done, Ron? So, you know, we might need to bring our own like toaster on the road or something, or I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Yeah, lock him up. We should lock Ron up. Oh God. Yeah. Yoga versus toaster. It was an issue. Ron feeling the burn down under. Outstanding. Yeah, it was so fun. It was such a fun trip. Balthazar 228, shave your knuckles for justice, Balthazar. Bernie's Medicare for All is even mediocre compared to JPEL's House version. We should have a JPEL version that fully executes in 1 year or less, not 2. Oh, that's, yeah. I'm all for it, man. I mean, Bernie's Medicare for All is definitely better than Warren or anybody else running for president, but if we can even make it better, I'm all for it. And this is the thing, guys. Politicians, I know we lose sight of this in this country because our system has been so hijacked by corporations, but the politicians work for us. You pressure a candidate or a politician. When his base or her base pressures them, you push them in that direction. You like Bernie, you like Tulsi, you make like, you know, Tulsi's the only candidate to speak up for Julian Assange. So Bernie supporters need to go, Bernie, love you, got your back. Why don't you speak up for Julian Assange? Why don't you speak up for Chelsea Manning? Why don't you speak up for Edward Snowden? It's up to us to move politicians in the direction we want them to go, which is hard left. It's up to us. It's a good point, Balthazar. What is this? Anna Maxa, shave your knuckles for justice. Welcome to the show. I'm learning a lot from you. Thank you. That's what we try to do here. And it's always great. We get new viewers all the time. And welcome to this. You are part of a progressive community. You watch this show. I'm all about just trying to get to the truth. And do I have a bias? Yes. I'm an anti-war lefty progressive. I have a bias. I'm against war. I want to end war. I want $15 an hour minimum wage. I want Medicare for all. I want student debt forgiveness. I want free college tuition. I want to cut the military budget in half and stop these ridiculous regime change wars. And I want a Green New Deal that puts every American to work and saves the planet. That's the bias of the show. Cool Blue 71. Shave your knuckles for justice. Make toasters great again. Do you think the corrupt corporate Democratic Party establishment would threaten progressive citizens' lives into voting for their candidates? Oh, God. Ugh. Probably, yeah. I hate to admit that, but they're that corrupt. Yeah, they're that corrupt. I think, and this is something Lee Camp said. I've heard him say it on a show. We talked about it when Ron and I were out there in DC in June. And we just got to overwhelm them. They have to have so much support that they just can't say no. And if they try to, it's going to be the end of the party for them. So that's what we can do. But yeah, I ultimately I think they would they're not, the Democratic establishment is not some team of good people. They're just greedy, power-hungry people that are, you know, a half an inch to the left of the Republicans. I mean, that's just, that's it. Balthazar 228. I was so disappointed in Pete and Tulsi arguing over whether troops should be sent into unnecessary wars. Did both of them forget about diplomacy? Well, I think, I mean, if you go back and watch that, one of the things Tulsi, the point she was trying to make when he called her an Assad apologist, was she's like, she was the one saying we need diplomacy. She was the one who was like, JFK met with Khrushchev, you know, Carter met with Brezhnev or whatever. Who is it? Truman met with Stalin or what, you know, like she listed all those examples of all these presidents that have met with dictators and adversaries or whatever. And that's how you do diplomacy. Pete, you know, God, he's so uninspiring. He's so uninspiring. Yeah. So I actually like Tulsi on that end of that the way she handled that. To me, I thought she took Pete out. That was my opinion. Maybe you think differently. I don't know. And Alien FX, shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. I love that these two Assange bracelets I have are sort of Batman colors. Message not sent. Edit and try again. Fantastic question. GDNPB. Wow. The only way to protest the neoliberal run, fake liberal DNC party is to not only stop voting for them, but vote green to show the votes they lost will keep them from winning until neolibs are out. No, that's, look, I'm like Bernie and Tulsi, and that's it. If they cheat, if they try to put Mayor Pete or, you know, Warren or whatever, they try to shove them down our throats, I will not vote for a corporate Democrat. I will not. I will not. I'll vote third party. I'll vote green all the way. And to your point, and I've said this before, get greens in your local elections. Get greens on your school board. Get greens on your city council. Get greens on your state. Every state has a House and a Senate, just like on the federal level. Get greens there. Especially you got a state where there's fracking, where there's pipelines. Get greens there. Get greens in. That's from the ground up, man. Absolutely. I'm all for it. Cool Blue 71, shave your knuckles for justice. After the 2016 Democratic presidential primaries, Elizabeth Warren wasted time trying to out-tweet Trump on Twitter. It was an example of a POTUS. I can't even, I just can't listen to her hypocritical corporate Democrat bullshit. Mr. Trump, we're gonna, no, sir. Why did you stand up and clap for him when he said this will always be a capitalist country? That showed me who you really are. She takes corporate money. She flip-flops every other minute on what her stance is. He would eat her alive in a debate. He would eat her alive. Bernie or Tulsi will take Trump out in a debate. Knock him out. Show him for the fraud that he is. Show them for the greedy, spoiled little rich kid, ruling class, silver spoon punk that he is. And show working class people that supported him. He doesn't have your back. When they always, oh, how are we going to pay for Medicare for all? How are we going to pay for your $1.5 trillion tax break that you gave to billionaires? How are we going to pay for that? $1.5 trillion, I might add, is the exact amount of money it would take for student debt forgiveness. So he could have just gotten rid of everybody's student debt, which would infuse more money into the economy, because anyone with a student loan is now not having to make that student loan payment. They can put it back into the economy. He didn't do that. Ask Trump's tariffs on China that are hurting farmers. I did a video on that. Farmers who voted for him, who were quoted as saying in the article, hey man, we voted for this guy, but if he doesn't help us out, we're going the other way. That's what you do. You don't say Trump, Russia, Trump, bad, Trump, Russia. You point out You go into the reddest of red counties and the reddest of red states, and you talk to those people and you say, Trump said he was going to do this and this. He didn't. He upped the troop count in Afghanistan. He pulled people out of Syria. Okay, good idea. Oh, and then sent them back to guard the oil. And then sent them over to guard Saudi Arabia's oil. How many new jobs? Where are the new jobs? What has he done? I'm giving you Medicare for all. I'm giving you free college tuition. I'm ending these ridiculous regime change wars, which most of you or your children have fought. Neoliberals whose kids go to nice colleges, they didn't have to join the military because mommy and daddy were going to pay for their college. It's okay. They don't have to worry about it. They didn't have to worry about $15 an hour jobs. They didn't have to worry about, are my choices work for Walmart, the military, or I don't know, deal meth. You go talk to those working class people in those red states. You'll convert them. Some of them won't. The diehard racist ones, but they're a handful. That's not the majority of the people that voted for Trump. That's a handful of Trump supporters. 85% of the people that voted in the last presidential election did it as the lesser of two evils. A lot of people that voted for Trump did it like, well, Trump's a jackass, but he's the lesser of two evils. Those people are ready to flip, man. They're embarrassed by this guy. The Reagan Republicans, the fiscal conservatives, they're embarrassed by this guy. How are we going to pay for it? Easy. The way we paid for everything. Congress writes a bill, the Federal Reserve gives you the money. We're a monetary sovereign. We're a monetarily sovereign country, which means we create our own currency, like China, like Australia. We went to lunch with Stephen Hale. He explained all this. I'm going to have him back on the show. Alien FX, shave the knuckles for justice. YouTube suppressing the comments, it seems. Do you think people will finally shut down when the DNC rigs it in the second ballot? If they do the thing that we're seeing they're trying to do, which is they want to push it to a second ballot in the super delegates, I think people will lose their shit and go, no, I think if the DNC does that, they're going to really have to be confronted with the fact that they're not going to get away with it this time, and people will just abandon the party. I think you'll see the party implode if they do that. That's my opinion. Balthazar 228, you need a diffuser for that lighting. The glare reflection is pretty bad off the monitor. Yeah, let me do this. Let me pull this down. I just had to read. Here's what happened was I took my camera and tripod with me, and I was like, I'm a little out of it today. So I didn't have the time to tweak. I need to raise the camera up a little higher so then the camera would be more at eye line. So right now the camera's lower and it's capturing this glare. When I raise it higher, I cut it off. I just didn't have the time, dude. I'm sorry. Alien FX, shave the knuckles for justice. Michael Moore called out for red baiting Tulsi. That, along with calling out Obama for the absolute criminal he will be the turning point. That's what's starting to happen. When Obama told that article in the Hill, just everyone to chill out, a bunch of people, myself included, were like, chill out? Is that what you did to the people of Yemen? Chill out? Should they chill out when you started that war? Should Chelsea Manning just chill out? Like, we just got to stay on message, man. Stay on point. That's what I said. You are all political vigilantes. All of you on all your social media, in your conversations with your neoliberal and neocon friends. Don't argue, don't yell, don't get pissed off. Just start planting the seeds and sticking to the facts. And if you don't agree, well, yeah, I guess I don't agree with that. Me personally, this is why I'm doing it, because I'm done. They've lied to me enough. I've turned Republican friends of mine. I've turned neoliberal friends of mine. And I'm not trying to turn people because I just want to win. I know this progressive left, this is what's best for the 85, 90% of the population. This is what's best for it. When rich people say, how are we going to pay for it? It's because they don't need Medicare for all. They don't need free college. They already went to college. They don't need $15 an hour. I'll call them out on that. Stick to this. 60% of Americans can't afford a $500 to $1,000 emergency. 30 million people are living in poverty in this country. You think centrism is going to fix that? FDR didn't win on centrism. FDR won on hard left socialist policies. Kate, what's up? Hey, if you talk to any experts or pundits about the Green New Deal, please talk about historic preservation. It usually gets pushed to last, and it usually is the soul of a place, neighborhood, town. Yeah, historic. That's a great point, Kate. I have not talked about that with regards to Green New Deal, but that is a good point too. Historic preservation. Since I've had this conversation with Natural Progressive and other environmentalists, pulling out all these resources to build all of these things for the Green New Deal, that could also pose a problem as well. So what you're talking about is an excellent point. So yes, building solar panels and wind turbines and high-speed rail and all that stuff's great. But also, hey, like any city, like Detroit or any city that has these old boarded up buildings, let's just go in there and refurbish them. I love old theaters. I've performed in them. I love seeing movies in them. If I had crazy amounts of money, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, I would go around the country and find old theaters and fix them up. And I would use local labor to fix them. I'd have local artists, and I would put in nice seats and new tech, like state-of-the-art sound and all that stuff, and be able to live stream and do live shows and movies and video streaming and concerts and all that stuff. But that's a great point. It's another way to put people to work. And also, we don't have to tear a building down and build a new one. We can just fix an existing one and keep the history of a town and a region. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great thing to bring up, Kate. I love doing this show. You guys bring up stuff that I hadn't thought of, and now we all have this collective consciousness, this collective idea that we can share. Good ideas are good ideas. You get a room full of smart people, then as someone who's traveled around the world, I see this country does this one thing better or that thing better, or and that's what we would do with a real Green New Deal. And if we had a president like Bernie Sanders, he would be meeting with Putin and the premier of China and Modi and anyone that's sort of controversial or whatever, and go, we got to fix this. And we've created a bunch of technology to help this. We'll share it with each other, and let's save the planet. Because you can't one size fix all, because certain regions are going to need different things. Florida's going to need different stuff. Florida might be lost anyway. Coastal areas are going to need different things than desert or mountain, or in the north where it's snowing all the time in the winter. Everyone's going to need different things. And so we're in Western Australia, and someone had a show, and Western Australia has a lot of mines. I met this guy who's like, yeah, I'm a geologist. And he was sort of apologizing. Don't apologize. You're just going where the jobs are. Like, I have a friend of mine whose spouse works for a pharmaceutical company. They have a science degree. Imagine, there's all this brain power. There's all this talent out there. Imagine if we put it towards, you're a geologist, instead of working for a mining company, which is, I understand you need a job, like a tech designer, instead of building some new tech app for a video game or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that, but what if we got everybody, all these smart, genius, intelligent people getting together, figuring out how we're going to fix climate change? So the geologist, instead of working for a mining company, you're working on, I don't know, I'm not a geologist. Oh, this is how we can use this to fix that. And there's a massive amount of brain power out there and great ideas. We just need the way to fix the environment. I'm usually a grassroots, a ground up is how you fix a lot of things. But with regards to the environment, it needs to be a top down. It needs to be the United States leading the world, not leading the world in bombing and corruption and overthrowing democratically elected officials because they won't give us their oil, but actually leading the way on how to fit. The whole world would fall in line. Oh, America wants to save the planet with a Green New Deal. We're in. The whole world would fall in line. And we would be so, can you imagine being an American traveling around the world and actually being proud? Like I'm so tired of being ashamed of my country. I'm tired of it. It brings tears to my eyes. I'm this all-American kid. I went to public school. I was captain of my football team. I played Little League. I'm the typical middle-class American kid. We weren't rich. We went to decent public schools. I went to a state university. I like watching baseball. You know, like, I'm so embarrassed of this country. I'm so tired of it. I believe in American exceptionalism. It's crushed. It's failing. The American dream is almost over. But we have one last chance here. We have one last chance to where America could be that. We're the country that landed on the moon. You know, like we did that. That's an American thing. We did that. We could be the country that like, oh, America helped and we all worked together. And instead of little big bad evil, I went to Russia. They were awesome. They were so nice. They were like, oh my God, an American, you just wants to, they were like, many people were like, we were on some vacation through Europe and just stopped. No, you just wanted to come learn. They were like, oh my God, they were almost like in tears the way I am now. Human beings all over the world just want to get along. I met people in Afghanistan. They just want to get along. They want to take care of their kids. I met this dad in an army hospital who walked like 2 months with his daughter who was like 10 years old. She had some respiratory problem, which in the West, a doctor would fix in a day. Here's a prescription. Take the antibiotics for 10 days. We're good. This girl it was life or death because they lived in a poor village in Afghanistan. And this dad who was like in his 40s, but looked 20 years older than me because life is hard there, was thanking me and this other comic just because we were Americans. And I'm like, dude, thank the doctors. We're just jackass comedians. He just wanted to he was like, thank you, because the army base gave free healthcare. So why don't we just do that instead of take out the bombing and just help the fucking world? I would be like, yes, I'm an American. I'm so proud. We're helping everybody. And you can help people in your community. I'd like to fly around the world and everyone's like, oh, yay, the Americans are here. And I'm like, oh, great. The fucking asshole Americans running around looking for a McDonald's, shitting on everything, using every fucking resource. Sorry, I went on a crazy tirade. 308 people watching, 265. Yeah, get rid of the petrodollar first. Did I see Bernie versus Bernie? James Adomian is a friend of mine. That was the funniest fucking thing. I called him from Australia laughing my ass off. And I said, James, I want you to come on my show. And he's like, I'm busy until now. Let's shoot for January. He's going to come on the show as Bernie. I swear to God. I swear. I've known James for years. He is one of the funniest people out there. He used to do a George W. Bush impression that was spot on. Saturday Night Live was too stupid to hire him. This Bernie thing is brilliant, and Bernie retweeted it. It was genius. James Adomian is a genius comedian, and I know him. He's hilarious. I love James. Yeah, geologists could work on permaculture practices. Yeah, there's all these awesome things we've talked about. The conversations I've had with Mitchell Heldt, Snork Y2K, all this technology out there. That video I did about the algae that can suck CO2 out of the air. Some fucking scientists saw that shit. How brilliant is that? Put some money behind it, put it on a mass scale. Let's get everybody involved. Guess what? So you're getting free college tuition now. Let's say Bernie's elected, we get free college tuition. So now you're going to college to study stuff like that. All these courses at all these universities across America and the world for that matter on how do we fix the planet? Because it's going to take a million different things. So you want to be a geologist? Here's how you're going to fix the planet. You want to be a scientist? You know what I mean? Anything, marketing, whatever, all of it. You want me to make movies to help promote the Green New Deal or go out and do shows entertaining people you know, geologists, whatever, building permaculture, saving environments, the fuck yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, only the psychotic elites want the revolutions. Yeah. Read how soon is now. All right. I got to go soon because Susie Dawson, I'm going to read the rest of the super chats. She's going to go live right at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. This is her last 1 versus 5i thing because she's awaiting her asylum shit in Russia. So I'm going to end here in about 10 minutes, and she'll come on this channel right after me. So just stick around and watch her. So I'm going to read the super chats. This has been awesome. I got a crazy. I'm like getting dizzy. I'm so tired. I wanted that tirade. I'm like, now I'm dizzy. Excuse me. Denise Gazzardo. Hello, Denise. Shave your knuckles for justice. Hillary isn't blue no matter who. Yeah, good. Go away, Hillary. For the love of God, just leave. Leave us all alone. Balthazar228. What's up, brother? Have you seen Jeremy Corbyn's 60-second preview of the 104-page fully posted labor manifesto calling for public ownership or utilities? He unironically makes every U.S. option look mediocre. I saw that interview or like a brief clip of a press conference. It's amazing. And then I watched the BBC because they were playing BBC in Australia. And man, they smear Corbyn the exact same way they smear Bernie. Unbelievable. How's he going to pay for it? Pie in the sky. They did all that crazy shit. It was like, wow, I was just watching the same shit. It was unbelievable. The same talking points almost word for word. Balthazar228. Really appreciate all the support you give to this show, man. I really do. And any version of Medicare for All that has a public option doesn't call for the ending of private insurance outright within 2, preferably 1 year is unacceptable. Public auction would become sick bay. Yep, it's a good point, man. Stay hard left. Don't fall for the incremental centrism that the Any Blue Will Do crowd wants you to do. That's ruling class strategy. Kate, you're making Gotham great again. Electoral college is all that matters. Any numbers. Absolutely. This is why, going back to why a Bernie Tulsi ticket is so powerful, that wins Texas. Bernie gets the nomination, makes Tulsi or Nina his VP. Tulsi's his Secretary of State. Whatever combination that in there you got. So he gets all the Any Blue Will Do crowd. Well, he'll get all the blue states. He'll actually, he'll get New York, California. He'll get the West Coast. He'll get the East Coast. And he'll get Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania because he'll do this crazy thing that Hillary couldn't figure out was he'll campaign there. Oh, wait, she didn't campaign there because Susan Sarandon and Putin prevented her. Got it. He'll campaign there. So he'll win all of those Midwestern states. And then I did a video on this. There's a poll. He can flip Texas. Head-to-head in Texas, Bernie and Tulsi would win. You win Texas as a Democrat, it's over. That's like a Republican winning California. It's over. And then you'll get Ohio, one of the purple states. You'll probably get Florida. You'll pick off a Colorado. You'll get some of those states, man. I think Bernie getting the nomination would be an electoral landslide. You heard me say it. Jedi Mullet 77. Shave your knuckles for justice. Australia's minimum wage is $18.93 an hour. I take their economy wasn't destroyed by it when you were there. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Everybody had money. I saw very few homeless people. People had money to come to the shows and buy drinks. And Ron and I were so cleared out of merch. We did 4 shows. We were out of merch. Like, it was our best 4-show merch run. I mean, it was nuts. Australians had no problem spending money. Everyone's getting decent jobs. Everyone's doing what everyone has health care. Crazy. So they don't have to spend all this extra money. So imagine if you get $19 an hour minimum wage and free health care. Yeah. Balthazar 228. You should get Andrea Wright from connectthedots.com. She has all the Medica for math of various versions done up. Oh, yeah. Reach out to her and have her, connect to me on like Twitter or something like that. And then I can reach out to her and set up that interview. Mo Money. What's up, Mo Money? Thanks for supporting the show. I like that Tulsi also mentioned tearing up the corrupt Dem party and rebuilding it. No one, not even Bernie, has the balls to talk about the rot. Yeah. And I think this is part of their plan. I think Bernie and Tulsi mapped this out. And he said to Tulsi, like, you take out the Democratic Party. And she's like, fuck yeah. And he'll just stick to his points. I think that's they're playing, they're working together. They're like two people at a card table. They're working together. They're working. North American Ape, shave your knuckles for justice. Hey, Graham, Kyle did a poll about the worst corporate Dem. His was Buttigieg. I say Klobuchar. Someone that uninspiring should not be so smug. What about you? Oh, God, it's Kamala. I obviously have an axe to grind about Kamala because she wouldn't arrest Steve Mnuchin. When she just debated, she's like, okay, I work for the people. What? You put 120,000 people of color behind bars. Is that what you mean? She's my worst of everything. Balthazar 228. Shave him for justice. Pete's a close second. And Biden is just an embarrassment. He shouldn't be on stage. Joe Biden should go home. Yeah. They say we can't have open borders, but do they remember borders? They had Lindt chocolate balls and the checkout aisles, comfy chairs, and books. I love Borders books. I will never read a book on a tablet. I know I can put 500 of them on. I like holding a book. I like the page. I like the smell of it. I like a book. I like bookstores. I like bookstores. Emil Azaro, what's up? Graham B looking cute today. Oh, thanks. Ooh, blush. There you go. There's some big injustice right there. This one's for the ladies. That was weird. Kilkenny B, what's up? Thanks for supporting the show, brother. Victory Jen, how you doing? Public transportation should be free, period. Can't wait to see you and Ron in Albuquerque. Free public transportation? That sounds like socialism. Oh, what a great idea. Oh, let's get back to that. We're in Melbourne, and they have light rail, and this whole downtown area, the light rail is completely free. Just hop on and off. It's called a free zone. When I was in Russia, it wasn't free, but it was literally about 60 cents to ride the train. Yeah, we can have free public transportation. How are we going to pay for it? Well, we spent $9 trillion on the global war on terror that's only made the world worse. I bet you we could just spend that on everybody having, should be part of it. Well, that is part of Bernie's Green New Deal. And any good Green New Deal is public transportation. You bring up a great point. And why not make it free? Free to the citizens? What a beautiful city that would be. I don't need to have a car. I've got health care. How are we going to pay for it? Oh, I don't know. Not bomb the shit out of the Middle East? Not spend money on the CIA fucking up the world? I don't know. Crazy. Big baby Zubas. Where are we at here? Thank you, brother, for supporting the show. Keep up the good work. This is Bernie's year. I feel like it's different this time. Like I said, he's got more donations than he has in 2016. People are waking up. More people are endorsing him. People are being public. You know, when T.I. goes on The View and says Bernie, like this is bigger than last time because everybody sees what happened. They see how it had. You know, Bernie could have won last time. We could have Bernie in the White House right now, not Trump. And everybody had a lot of people, not everybody. The diehard Hillary people are just as crazy as the diehard Trump people. But some of the people that supported Hillary or voted for as the lesser two evils, many of them are waking up to the fact, like, man, had Hillary won, I don't think much would have changed. You know, we'd still be at brunch right now. She'd go to war. She'd bail out the bank. She was corporate as fuck. They're like, I've talked to a lot of people like, yeah, maybe Trump needed to happen. America's like an alcoholic that needed to hit rock bottom. You know, like an alcoholic that gets the DUI and spends a couple nights in jail and goes, fuck, and loses their job. It's like, yeah, they needed those things. America needed Trump to just see how vulgar it is. Big Baby was again. SNL did a Cruella DeVille joke on Tulsi. Cool Blue 71. Boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. Winning general election map up to 30 states for Bernie. Hillary's 20 states, plus Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, tipping point. Florida, New England, Arizona, North Carolina, Georgia, Iowa, Maine, Texas, Ohio. Yeah, absolutely. Start looking at those maps, man, and start putting those maps out there. Bernie, everyone, we just need someone to beat Trump. It's Bernie. Let everybody know that. Jim Garrison, what's up, Jim? Good to have you here. FO, sweet. Well, folks, this was a fantastic live stream. I am stepping out now because Susie Dawson is going to go live in any minute now. Trump's the abusive dad you get when your mom's Hillary. So thank you so much for, thank you everybody for supporting the show. And thanks again to everybody who came out in Australia. It was wonderful to meet you. And Ron Placone and I have shows. December 12th is actually my Comedy Film Nerds podcast. It's our last ever show ever. That's December 12th. December 13th, Progressive Comedy Tour is coming to Ventura, California. Get your tickets. We're in the small room, so that could sell out quick. December 14th, we're in Hollywood, Progressive Comedy Tour at Hollywood. Jimmy Dore is going to do a spot at the Sycamore. That's December 14th. So go to grahamelwood.com for all your tour dates and come see us on the road, because any alleyways, yeah, like the Perth alleyway. When you come to the Progressive Comedy Tour show, I always say this: you come alone, but you leave a part of the community. I saw it in every city in Australia. I've seen it in every city. We've done it in America. People come alone, then they meet other people. They meet the Assange activists. They met the MMT people. People start getting together and talking about, oh, I'm backing this local candidate and that local candidate. Come to the shows. There's a candidate that you want to back that's in your district in Ventura or Hollywood. Come to the show. Hand out some flyers. Reach out to me. You work for the Green Party or an Assange group or anything, any lefty progressive thing, the DSA, come set up at our shows. I'll give you a couple of free tickets. So hit me up. You all are great. Watch Susie. She's starting now. You're all making Gotham great again. Shave your knuckles for justice.